Alright, well hello everybody, this is Steve with Two Flukes Up, and we're inside an office here because it's nighttime and there's a special story coming your way. But where I am this week is I'm up in the city of Monterey, California at a relatively new, almost brand new whale watch company called Discovery Whale Watch. And what I'd like to do, you're all getting used to now, is the first thing we do is recap the trip. And the special story is this is actually my second trip with Discovery Whale Watch today. I went on the 1 o'clock trip and it was so fantastic with the humpback whales. It was a no-brainer. I'm here and I decided to go on the sunset trip as well. So that's why we're doing the video on the inside. But tell you what, we saw lots of, we'll come back to the humpback whales. But sitting next to me here is the manager of the new Discovery Whale Watch, Katlyn Taylor.
Hello.
Alright, okay. Alright, so Katlyn, what did you tell me? I mentioned that Discovery Whale Watch is relatively new, so why don't you share with us what Discovery is? You're new, let's talk about that.
Yeah, so about 6 months ago, things started to get really finalized for Discovery Whale Watch to purchase Randy's fishing trips, which was here since the late 40s. So it's a nice piece of history to still be here on that property, and a lot of people still know it's Randy's. But we've transformed it into a new business, and we're definitely taking whale watching to the next level. And we're highly invested in whale watching and its future here on Fisherman's Wharf. And we really got to bring together an A-team, which was pretty incredible. A lot of our team was handpicked from our area, but also from other parts of the state. And our team has experience with different operators all up and down the West Coast, not just in Monterey and not just in California. And so we've all kind of put our heads together and jumped in feet first to do this new adventure.
Well, that's great. I'm glad you mentioned the A-team because in my head I was wondering how I was going to introduce all the crew, and the best words that came to my mind was the pedigree of the overall staff here working. For example, the person holding the camera is kind enough. His name is Eric Austin Yee. He is very well known from Southern California, full-blown marine biologist, as is Katlyn, as is any and all of the crew who work here are degree marine biologists. Up here in Monterey, I think you would expect that level of service coming from the crew and the experience because Monterey in of itself is so special. But hand-picked, assembled throughout the industry, phone calls were made, hey, we're starting this new, we're interested in having you come and join us. And I'm telling you guys, it paid off in spades. Now the trip, also, I usually get to talk about the trip, so I'm going to pass it off because Katlyn actually joined us. She played hooky from the office, and she joined us on the sunset trip. What did you tell everyone what we got to see?
Yeah, so I knew it was going to be calm. We were probably going to get a sunset, and there had been really good whale activity. So yeah, I decided to play hooky because it had been really good yesterday, and so I wanted to get out there. And we had the sky all of a sudden was on fire. We had humpback whales, birds, a few scattered sea lions, fish at the surface, jellyfish. It was just, for everybody on the boat, it was the trip of a lifetime. I've never seen the sky so red. Not even last year when we had all the fires was the sunset that good. And we had surface feeding humpback whales, which is always super exciting to see.
But they were more than surface feeding. I'm going to go a little exaggeration here, but truth. Surface feeding just means right there on the surface, yeah? These humpback whales were lunge feeding up into the air. You could see their mouths completely wide open. All of the anchovies, etc., were jumping out of their mouths. And it was just a spectacular. You could hear the whole crowd just oohing and eyeing. And they did it multiple times. It just wasn't a one-off. Also, we had 360-degree whales around the entire boat. It was a matter of, no matter which direction you looked. And one thing that I thought was actually extra special that many people, like, unless they're really experienced, don't realize, the captain frequently turned the engine off and the crew stayed quiet, and you could just take in the moment of what nature was giving us, because the whales at some point got so close to the boat you could just hear the powerful blows coming out of them, and every time they finished a lunge feed, a cacophony of seabirds would come in and just screaming and yelling and chirping and everything.
Yeah. Listening to the murres was really cool tonight. It there was hardly any motion on the water, and so they're just all talking, and at some points it was like so loud you couldn't hear other people around you.
Yeah.
And then hearing the rush of the water when they're lunging, I mean, that's like one of my favorite sounds, when the water all rushes and they're coming up with their mouth open. And there was one shot where the roof of the mouth and the sun was reflecting like inside onto the palate. I mean, it's a good night when you have the sunset reflecting on the inside of a whale's mouth.
Well, we can only hope that my photographs, I'm a good enough photographer, we can see some of those. Take a look at the post. I'm going to talk about a couple of other things, especially about the special photographer that's on board. Nobody offers what Discovery does, is all of the guests are invited to type in their email onto the boat computer. And the photographer, by the time you get home tonight, the photographer will have already emailed all of your trip's photos to your email address. And by the way, that's free. There is no charge for that. And I've never seen that on a whale watch before, and I thought it really does, like you said, taking your company, Discovery Whale Watch, to the next level.
Yeah.
So with that, everybody, we're going to sign off, read the write-up, look at a lot of the photos, and I know that when you come to Monterey and you're on this side on Fisherman's Wharf, Discovery Whale Watch is the go-to place. So with that, everyone, goodbye, everyone, and two flukes out.